Hi, welcome to Javascript 247. In today's tutorial, you learn how to make use of Paystack integration in PHP to accept payments on your web applications. If this is your first time in this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, do so by hitting that red subscription down below. So when I release new videos, you'll be the first to see it. And also, before you can be able to carry out this tutorial on your local host, you need to enable Ssl Certificate. If you don't know how to do that, you can click on the link on top and learn how to do that. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's get to it right away. Right, these are my starter files. This is my error.html or error page. This is my index.php where I'll be performing my payment transaction. This is my success page. This is where I will redirect the user once a successful payment has been made, and this is the file I'll be used to verify a successful transaction before giving value to the customer. Okay, I'm going to head over to Paystack website. Under accept payment, I'm going to scroll down here. Under this page, I'm going to copy these codes right here. Right, I copy that, head over to my index.php. This is my index.php file, then paste it here. Alright, next thing up, I'm going to go back and copy the JavaScript as well. Copy that. Then just before below the close of the body tag, I'm going to, since it's a JavaScript, I'm going to open a script tag where I'll be pasting the required code. So I'm going to paste it right here and save it. Alright, according to our platform here, we won't be needing this amount. Okay, we're going to make the amount to be fixed, so we won't be picking up the amount from here. So I'm going to delete that, don't need that. Alright, we want to be making some changes here. Here I'll be adding my public test, so I'm going to head over to Paystack dashboard, go to settings. Under my API and webhook, this is where I'll be getting my public test, public keys. So when I click this and I allow it to load up. Alright, since this is a test, I'm going to be getting this from my test public key. So I'm going to click on this to copy it, then paste it over this. Then next thing up, since we'll be adding a fixed amount to this transaction, I'm going to clean all this up and add our amount. According to the HTML, the amount we'll be charging the user is 80,000 naira. Okay, this is in naira. So for that reason, that's why we added this. All right. So next thing up here is to this is called the reference. All right, so here you can add your brand initials. For example, virus, I'm going to add just like VS as my brand initials here. Then remember, you can also add your currency. That's if you have a domiciliary account verified in your Paystack account. Okay, but for the course of this tutorial, we're making use of naira, but by default currency is always set to naira. Okay, but if you have a dollar account, you can add this here. Just add currency, this, then add USD, just like that, then with a comma. All right, so that's what you're going to do, but you won't be needing that. And also you can as well add some custom email variables here. That's if you want to fetch the user's email address from the database. That's if you have members. Okay, but for this tutorial, we're going to be picking out from the what the user has entered here. All right, so next thing up here is here. This is an unclosed JavaScript function. I'm going to be adding some code here, window location. Okay, this code will redirect the user to the index page once they have decided to cancel the transaction. Okay, this is localhost. So I'll be redirecting the user to index.php. I can as well just pass the variable here, although I'm not going to do anything with it. Transaction equals to cancel. Alright, then put our semicolon. Okay, once the user cancels it, it will redirect the user back here. Alright, you can just change the alert method to transaction cancelled. Alright, here this is a callback function. This happens when the payment was successful. Okay, what I'll be doing here, we need to redirect the user to a verify transaction PHP file. Okay, so this is what I've been needing here. Okay, so I can usually just copy this. If you are on live server, you need to change this to your domain name. Okay, I already have a verify underscore transaction.php file. Okay, I have it in my folder here, which is this. All right, so always remember to place it in the right path. All right, so is there any other thing we need to do here? Okay, we're going to head over to our index.php and refresh it and see whether what we integrated worked fine. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking good. But I'm going to check if the Paystack inline pop-up is going to be able to pop up. Click on the pay button now, and this is going to cause the Paystack pop-up to load, showing the payment platform. Alright, so I'm going to be testing the onClose JavaScript function. Okay, when I click on this should redirect me to, oh no, there must be a problem with the URL that I set. Okay, this is supposed to be HTTP because I'm working with localhost. Then I can now. Right, I'm going to go back and try that again. Okay, I'm going to click on the close. This should redirect me back to the index. Good, it's working as expected. Then next thing up is to verify our transaction. Okay, so which is what we have here. So I'm going to head over to Paystack development page, then click on this verify payments. So click on this. Alright, we'll be needing this code. Alright, when this code runs, this is the response. Okay, this is the response that it has. But before then, remember in our index.php, once the payment is successful, the user will be redirected toward the verify underscore transaction.php, passing the reference, okay, the reference variable in the URL. So when we get over here, before then, we need to fetch the reference from the URL. So we're using PHP global get variable. So we'll define a variable name ref. Reference. So I'm going to use an if statement here. I'm going to check if a user tried to access that PHP file with an empty reference. This will redirect the user. Right, so if the user tries to access this page, the user will be redirected back to their previous page. That's what this code actually means. All right. So then the next thing up here, I'm going to pass the reference which we have fetched from the URL into this Paystack API. Okay. So to do that, I will need to clean this and concatenate it. Then I will be making use of raw URL encode function. This is used if you want to make an interoperability with other systems. So since we need to fetch some data from Paystack API, so in order to pass that variable without any error, we make use of that function. So raw URL encode. I'm going to pass the reference variable there, then save that. The next thing up is to add my secret key. We'll head over to Paystack dashboard. Here, this is where I'll be getting my text secret key. So I'm going to copy it, then paste it over this. Alright, so when we get over here, I'm going to comment this. Remember, just like I said, when this code runs and this response variable is being echoed, these are the data, these are the results we're going to get. Okay, so in order to access this data, we need to use a JSON_decode function so that we can be able to access the results as an object property. Okay, so to do that, I want to define a new variable named result. Then JSON_decode, then pass the response variable. This will enable me to access the data from the response as an object. Okay, so next thing up now, I'm going to access this status. I'm going to get this status. So to do that, I will use an if statement. Okay, so if pass this result variable, okay, an arrow. So in order to get this status value, after results, I'll pass through the data, then status. Okay, and the string here is status. So that's what I'm going to be checking in this condition to check whether it is true. So data, after data, and status. So if it is equal to Sussex, all right, so if it is equal to Sussex, that means our transaction was verified successfully. That means the user made the payment successfully. So if it was successful, then we'll run another code. So we'll fetch other data that we need and insert them into our database. But if it's not, then we're going to header we're going to redirect the user to an error page. Location error.html. I think I have the file in my folders. Okay. So I'm going to fetch other data, like for example status. Then I'll go through result and data and status. Alright, what else will I be needing? I'll be needing the reference. Okay, so to get the reference, we go through the same process. With the variable name of what? Reference. So when we head back there, after result variable, then data, then reference. Okay, so reference. But next thing up I'm going to need to get from the user is their last name. So in order to get their last name, I need to pass through the result variable, then data, where we can get their last name and first name should be under customer. Okay, then their first name or last name. All right, so result data customer. So I'll get the last name, last underscore name. So I'm going to give this a new variable name as what? First name. It should be what? First name. Remember, you have to be careful. You have to be the same character. You don't need to make mistake. All right. Next thing up, I'll be needing. Okay, let me concatenate the last name and the first name into one variable, and I'll give the variable a name of what? Full name. So next thing I'll be needing here is the customer's email. I'll give it a new variable name and get this. So to get the email, after result variable data customer, then email. So what I need here is just email. All right, in case you want to also insert the current days in which the user made the transaction, you can do that. I'll just use a PHP function of date underscore default time zone set. So if you are in the United States, you are going to set the time zone to America, okay, / Los Angeles. Right, that's what you do. And if you are in Ghana, you are going to add here Africa / Accra. Okay, but I'll be making use of Africa / Lagos, okay, to set the time zone. And I want to pass a variable to get the actual date. Alright, date, month, day, and year, hours, minutes, seconds. return function. Right, next thing now is to insert our data in our database. So before that, I'm going to include my database connection. I'll be making use of prepare statements. Okay. This is my database connection. So I'll be making use of my SQL query, insert into. I'll create a table. My database name is what? Paystack underscore payment. Okay, and I have a table named customer. I've already created that. I'll show you guys later. You name it customer underscore details. So what I'll be passing there is names I have in the table, the status, reference, full name, date underscore purchased, then email. Right, then values. So since I'm making use of prepare statement, I'm going to enter question marks. So next thing up here now, I'm going to find the parameters. Using bind underscore para. So since most of the results are in strings, so I'm going to enter XX. Remember, is how many results? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 strings. Then I'm going to bind those variables. So I'll get this variable from here. The next thing is the customer email. Right, now next thing up is to execute my statement using execute function. Alright, and I'm going to check if the variables were inserted successfully. So using an if statement. So if it's not inserted, the variable, if the condition is not true, okay, let's echo there was a problem on your code, then my SQLi. So this function would debug the error if there's any error. Okay. So after that, else redirect the user to success page. Okay, now your success page could be where if you are selling downloads, you want people that makes payment on your website downloads a certain file or whatever. your success page could be where you redirect them. Okay, so just pass the variable of status equals to success. Right, this is looking good. Okay, this is what I have in my success page. Here, when the user will be redirected to this success page, I will use a get PHP global variable to check for this name. Okay, this success. That's why I passed this here. If it doesn't have it, it will redirect the user to their previous page where they are coming from. Okay, and show them this page. All right, so this is just that. Okay, we're done here, but I'm still going to run through this code to be sure that I didn't make any mistake. Okay, all right, this is what checks if there's no reference passed. I'm going to new tab. I forgot to add equal to. All right, I forgot to add equal to here. I'm going to add an exit function. The same here. For best practice, I'm going to close my database statement. Okay, I'm going to close it with the close function, and also database connection as well. Right, I'm going to be testing this code online, but before that, I'm going to show you how I set up my database and also the connection as well. So this is my database name, Paystack_payment, which I have here in my connection here. Okay, and these are the names. This is my database customer_details tables, which I have here. Right, so look at the names here. Same thing with this. Okay. So I'm sure that you know how to create your database and table in SQL. Okay. All right. Then next thing up is to test this. Okay. I'm going to add my email address. Remember, I'm making use of same email address. Okay. Same email address with the one I have with Paystack. So I will get all the emails in one email address, post the receipt and everything. Okay. So my name is what? I'm going to choose a name. Post a different name and then click on. Right, this is the Popup payment platform from Paystack. Remember, this is just a test environment. No real money will be sent to your account. Okay, so I'm going to click on pay. So after successful payment, wow, this is successful. This should redirect me on. So I click on OK. It will redirect me towards success page. Okay, so like I have here. Alright, I should be redirected to that page. I'm going to click on OK. Yes, so you have certainly made your payment. Alright, okay, now I'm going to check my database to actually know whether our table was inserted. Okay. Alright, as you can see, the status was success. This is the reference, and the reference, that is it. This VS, remember, it came from this here. That's what we appended using our brand name VS. Okay, add any string as you want. So this is the reference. I'm going to go to my Paystack as well, confirm it. I'm going to refresh that. All right, looking at the reference now, this is what we have here, VS 330904157. As you can see, that is the same reference number we have here. Okay, so the payment was what? Successful. Now I'm going to still check my my email. I'm going to refresh this as well. All right, see, receipt from what? From ViralSkid247. This is the receipt. Just like I told you, I'm making use of same email, the one I have with Paystack and the one I'm going to use to make payment. So I'm receiving all the emails in one email account. This is the receipt which will be sent to the customer. Now this is what the owner of the website will receive, right? So I'm going to try some certain things here. Okay, for example, like I have in this verify_transaction.php, just like if a user wants to like bypass this by entering a false reference ID, for example, something like this, okay, and hit enter. See, as you can see now, an error occurred. That's why I have this code right here. Okay. Now, what if the user didn't add any reference ID and wants to access that page? For example, our reference has no ID. Same thing is going to happen. It's going to redirect us to this page. So guys, as you can see, this is a very nice tutorial, very clear and very straightforward. All right, and if you have gotten value from this tutorial, don't hesitate. I'll just do 3 things for me. That's what I'm asking. Like this video. If you have friends that need this, share it to them, and also comment on the comment section. Just give me a comment of this is great. All right, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you have been watching my video, please do so that you'll be receiving my notification. Okay, I will see you guys next time.